Hello fellow traders, it's Rafał Zuchowicz and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are celebrating 20,000 subscribers. Thank you guys, you are awesome. And as I promised you in my last video about Teiko-tai, RIP Kumo, in this video I have something special for you. So today 20,000 was reached and I'm recording this video right now to celebrate together with you. Last time at 10,000 we did a live. This time I decided I will just do it by myself because the live was very long and then it might be hard to watch for everyone. So I just do a quick video, quick not quick, we will see, with a surprise. So as you know, Hosoda is talking about 4 targets that you can calculate and predict where price might get. But the question is, are there only 4? Or maybe he's talking about more than just 4 targets, but the internet is talking about 4. So as always, internet is not so much right. There are more than 4. There are more than 4. There are minimum 6. There is more than 6 actually, but today I will tell you about extra 2. Extra 2 that he gives a clear drawings for these targets, how they look like, and we will talk about it. So let's jump into this video and have some nice bag of crisps or popcorn and let's go for it. So you might be probably already familiar with all the targets. Let's just go quickly through the idea, what's going on here. So the thing is that we need to have first the I wave. So this is our I wave, then there is a pullback. And now based on this information, we take that there is something happening here and we have a new movement up. And now we want to know where the price can get. What's the target? What's the point D? So we have our A, we have our B, and we have our C. And we are looking for D, where to take our profits. Okay, so Hosoda is proposing this basic 4 targets calculation. So first one would be target E. So let's just agree that we have, let's put that this would be 5. Later we are getting to 10. And the pullback would be to 7. Okay, if we stick to that, now we know that this A is 5, B is 10, and the pullback is to 7. So the difference here would be 6. We can mark that as well. So we need to calculate all the numbers here. So this would be difference between 5 and 7 is 2. So we have 2 here. Maybe we can change the color or not really. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's leave it at 2. So this movement is 5. So we have 5 and this one is 3. Just to make it clear. So the pullback is 3. Okay. I think if I take it, I can move it. Am I right? Yes. So this would be our 3. Whatever it can be, 3 yen, 3 pounds, $3. So we've got some shares, and that's the initial price. So now to calculate target E, we need to add to B all this movement, all 5. So we are ending up at 15. Yeah. So we end up at 15. Let's put here 15. This is our targets. And by the way, if you already know these targets, you can fast forward this video when I'm talking about the new targets, if this is all clear for you and you know how it works. But I know that some of you, they still don't know how to calculate these things. There is a tool, of course, in the on the platform. We'll have a look at it later, that does all these calculations. But I want to show you like the logic, and later on this graph we will put these new targets as well. So 5 plus 10 is 15. So this is our target E. So we can mark here that this is our E. Later we have target V, and target V, we calculate the pullback and we add it to B. So 10 plus 3, that would give us 13, and that would be target V. So let's type here 13, and let's quickly move it above. Okay, another target, that would be target N. So target N, we have as a second impulse exactly the same impulse as the first one. So we need to add 2, 7, because this is our level 7, 5. So we will get 12. And this is our target N, and we have 12. Okay. So 12 at this point. You can as well set up the speed of this video to 1.5. So I'm talking a little bit quicker. There's more action in all of this calculation. And another one is target NT. So we need to take this level from here up to here. So this is 2, as I said before. So 7 minus 5 is 2. So that would give us, and plus 7. So that would give us 9. So this target would be actually below. So as you can see, this is our target NT, and it stands at 9. This target stands as 9. Okay, so these are our basic targets. Here we are. Oof. Finally, he did it. And what are the other ones? So the other ones are not so much related to calculation of this first wave, although one of them sort of is, but we can think about it in 2 different ways. They are more related to something called a price action. So if we do the price action, we can just call it price action targets. Okay, and Hosoda is saying there is another target which we draw like that. So there is an impulse, pullback, another impulse, and now we are getting up to point B. A, B, C, D. And now focus. This is quite important. So this is what's going on. This is our new targets. A, B, C. That's supposed to be C. I don't know what I did. A, B, C. This is our target, and that's where we should see the pullback. So this direction, we're getting to B, and this is our price action target, meaning that the previous stop is now our new support. But you might be thinking like, okay, so what are you telling me? You're telling me that now the price was going from here all the way up, and then it needs to come back to B, and this is my target. So it was already at NVE like this, and then it's coming here, and what, I supposed to take my profits here instead of EV or N? No, don't get me wrong. Think about this one as an upside down drawing of what we have here. So now this is very important part. Now this is our current situation of the market, and we need to understand that this market did not come out of nowhere. There was some history. So there was a movement up, down, and again down. So let's say we were here at 17, there was 21. So now this history here, as you can see, for this movement, this is history. And it's the same in our case. So this 17 is our history, and this is our target. I call it, he doesn't call it target S. I call it target S because it looks like it's actually related to S wave. So you know our waves, yes? The I, V, N, P, Y, S. So this is our S wave, as you can see. And then there is a reaction. So what he's actually calculating in this drawing is not the target for A, B, C, D. Is the target for, let's just take this one back, for this A, B, C, and D. For this movement, for the movement down, it can be either the pullback, because Hosoda was calculating both. He was not calculating only what's going on when we're going one direction, but on our way back, the same is true. So all these calculations, they are calculated not only for the uptrend and the downtrend, but as well for the corrections of uptrends and corrections of downtrends. So this is basically a calculation for the correction. In this case, if we look at this way, that this is our main trend, for the correction of the main trend. But as well, as we can see, this trend might be already over, and now we have a new main trend which still can use the previous one as target S. So I hope this is clear for you. This is the exactly how it looks like in the book. This is the drawing. Plus what he's saying there about this is interesting as well. So it will be related actually to another target. So let me tell you about another target, which I'm calling target M. He's not calling it this way when he's describing this target, but he's calling this target this way in further books. So not as a target, but this way of price movement. So that's why I'm calling it target M and target S. Let's give them some nice name, like small and medium, basically, like in your clothing. Okay, so this target M is nothing else but, imagine here we have NT is on AN, and we are calculating, this is actually related to target V. That's why I was saying before that this target is sort of a price action target, but as well we can think about it as a calculated target. So what we do here, when we have a V, we take this movement and we put it from B. But in target M, we take this movement and we basically align it from C. So what changes? Nothing, you could say, because this movement will get you exactly to the stop. And this movement is nothing else but double top. So therefore, M, as you can see, this is our M because this is rejection and we are going lower. This is our target. That's how far we got. So that would be 10 and that would be target M. So this is the target, and again, as I'm saying, this is price action because it's double top. So the previous movement, what happened before as a price level, is indicating where we will get, and as well the pullback, so the strength of the pullback, and then we put it again. That's where we will get. So we can think about it in two ways. And why did I pause when I was explaining about the S wave? This is quite interesting as well. So think about this. What we have, maybe let me erase this M from here. What's happening here? We can take, I don't know, this yellow was green was nice. If we don't bounce at this level, this is a signal for us as well. We can get all the way to ABC, to point C. But, so this is another target for us. So this target C is another target for us. And what is it? It's exactly the target M, yeah? So we are going back now, but now it's actually target sort of W because it's upside down in this way. So it's one-to-one basically. So this movement becomes this movement. And this is our center of all these movements. So, and it's like never ending actually, because what happens now, on the way back, we can have a resistance on target B as well, which will create the head and shoulder for us. So we can come up from this moment to head and shoulders. This is of course some fast forwarding in all of this thinking, but what he's saying, describing interesting thing about head and shoulders as well. Hosoda is clearly describing how head and shoulders can look like, and there are 3 variations of head and shoulders according to Hosoda. Wish you want to know what are these variations? We can make a video at 30,000 or 40,000. Let's see. Okay, so for now, the movement is up to C and then supposed to be a bounce. If it's not, this is not a regular correction anymore. This is an indication of a movement down. So what might happen if we break this one? Then there might not be any movement up. There might be simple move down. So that's where we can see actually the head and shoulders. So left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. Once this one is taken down. So of course there are a few variations of the head and shoulder. That would be one of them. So guys, I don't know how you feel about that. This is quite a lot to take. Might be or might be not. So a bit mess, but you've got the idea, I think. Yeah, it's not so complicated. It's one-to-one, or it's the previous low that would be the resistance, or in this case previous high that would be a resistance for our pullback at this point. Let's jump into some charts and I will show you there some proper example. So shares of Apple and the situation from last March when the COVID hit and there was all the panic of the markets. That's what happened. I was actually writing on online about the situation here, that we should see a proper dip, and there it is. Let's just see what we could do at the time of this thing happening. What would be our calculation? So we have a proper impulse, proper correction. Of course, our entry point would be completely different. We would be already in a trade. because the Ichimoku gave us signals earlier than this pullback or anything here. So the thing is that now we want to calculate. So we do impulse, correction, and we are calculating where we can get. And we can see that our target NT is at this point. This is quite close, so not even worth entering a trade like that after the impulse. That's target N, that's target V, and that's target E. And you might be thinking, okay, so like none of them is like really clearly hit. We are somewhere in between and V. There are actually options here to have this mid targets as well if you are interested, but I don't use them so much. I mean, not at all actually. Okay, but let's see where the price really stopped. So the price stopped at this point, and we have two extra targets. So what are these two extra targets? M, which I called M, so that would be up to this point. We would get here 1 to 1, and that's it. Or target S. So we need to go back and check if there is any target S for us. And if we go back, we can see clearly that in all this movement here, all this movement, we have a beautiful impulse up, down, another massive impulse up, and then pull back where? Exactly to the top of this beautiful first impulse. And how do we know that this is this one, not this one, not this one, not that one? Because that's the largest. So if we calculate that one, and we can see that this is only 61.8, that would need to be all the way up to 100. So that's the biggest pullback. And here we are exactly at this point. So that's where we stopped. And this is our S, you can see. So we have A, B, C, D, and then E meeting B. So that's how it works. As you can see, it's quite clear. This target worked perfectly, and you just need to look at what's going on later. And of course, this is not only a target S, but in this case, we got as well the S wave. And you can see the power of S wave yourself. So this is what happens on the market when the proper S wave occurs. I like this example a lot because it was observed by me while it was happening, and you know, when you have some certain predictions and then the market is doing exactly what you predict it will do, this is amazing. Back to drawing boards. E, V, N, and T, M, and S. I wrote for you all the formulas. Hope they are correct. Check me, double check me always. The S being a previous resistance support point. Are there more targets? Yes, there are. There is one very important that Hosoda would set for him straight at the beginning. Once the movement starts, he sets this target, it's a high target, and I will keep it for myself for now. When we hit 30 or 40,000, I will make another special video about this target. He's talking so many interesting stuff in the book, so let's keep hitting new levels. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel right now so I can take it off my chest and I can share with you. I hope you like this video. Let me know in the comments. The comments are always nice for me to read. I try to reply to all of them. I hope I do. Hit the like button. I like it as well. It helps the algorithm of YouTube You know how it is, yeah? All the bragging is not for nothing. So guys, thank you for sticking up to the end of this long video. Thank you for being with me on this journey, and until the next time, stay in a profitable side of the trade. Take care. Bye.